What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the Hammond Collection Concavenator. Now, I was able to find this and pick this up at Ross back in December of 2023, I believe, and that was around the time when people were finding some Hammond Collection figures there as far as dinosaurs goes. I don't know if there was any human figures from the Hammond Collection that were there, but people were finding the Concavenator and the Parasaurolophus there at their local Rosses. And I did miss out on the Parasaurolophus, but I was able to find this. And this was like my first Hammond Collection figure that I picked up. And very happy about that. And the only reason why I'm not all in on it, I have a couple of them, but not very many. It's like I think I got like 2 dinosaurs and 1 human figure, but only because one, the human figure I think was Ray Arnold that I got, but his package was like destroyed, so I got it for like $3, But the figure itself was fine. It was just the package was just ruined. I figured I'd just get a discount on it, and I did. And so, and I wasn't really all in on it because, one, the quality was okay. It wasn't the best. There was some figures I was interested in, but I never did get around to picking them up because, I collect other stuff as well. So the Hammond Collection was like not a top need now like it is. Or like it wasn't a top need at the time when the first few waves came out. Now, when they brought out the Demon Carnotaurs and the Giganotosaurs and the Therizinosaurs, now those have piqued my interest because, one, the quality is much better on those figures. So, but anyways, I mainly got this because, one, the Concavenators that we got, that we'll do a comparison to here in a little bit, that we got in previous lines that Mattel released. They were good, but as far as a longevity when it comes to the standing and stuff, they tend to topple over. They were fun when they were first released, but due time, whatever, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was just a leg issue or stance, how they present itself, but it it wasn't. They just don't look good as far as the way it goes. It looks lopsided, but we'll take a look at that. So hopefully this has I'm pretty sure, just judging by the packaging and the way it looks, it has a better shelf presence. So very excited to add this. Now, if y'all recall that this was not an actual species that was alive in the film Jurassic World. This was actually a statue that was inside the Lockwood Mansion. So, but nonetheless, it's still cool that we got a figure of it. Alright, so this is your basic style Hammond Collection box. You got the little Hammond Collection logo right there. And you got your box presentation, a window box that is right there. But it only shows half the figure. A lot of people were upset because, they didn't show the whole figure. It just only showed half of it. And then, of course, here's the Ross sticker that I got it for $10. And so then here's the side of the packaging with the Concavenator on the side and the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And here on this side just shows the Hammond Collection logo. And on the bottom is just, legal stuff. And then here is the back of the packaging with the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom logo there, Hammond Collection logo right there, and then you got the picture of the Concavenator right here, the Mattel logo down there, and then here it is. It says Concavenator. If you want to pause and read that, you may. And then, of course, it says 8+. That's me. Alright, so let's go ahead and take some time to take this thing out of the packaging and take a closer look at it. And just a quick look at the contents that comes inside the packaging. Of course, you got to do some assembling and So yeah, very nice packaging. I think it's crazy how they just have this extra right here. So now it explains why it's like half in the window, because a third of it is like nothing but open space. So I guess they had to cut costs somewhere. So, all right, so let's go ahead and untie this thing. All right, so upon taking it out of the packaging, it was kind of a struggle because that thing was locked in, even with all the tabs being, or strings that held it together, it was still difficult. You really had to push it out, but which is good, but it's a struggle. But anyways, after playing with it a little bit, and just kind of moving the joints around and stuff, I must say it's a very impressive figure for what it is, And this was before they started making all the improvements and stuff. So, and I've read and heard that, and I've seen reviews that this was one of the better figures that they released at the time when this came out, and so not all of them were all that, but some of them were pretty good, and this was one of the better ones at the time before the Carnotaurus came out, and moving forward from there, this was one of the highlights of the line. So, and I can see why. The only downside, as far as I've seen and what I've looked at, is the feet. Of course, it needs to be a tad bit smaller, but other than that, it's a very unique and amazing figure. For are a lot of these articulations. Now, the other line that does articulated dinosaurs like this, the Beast of Mesozoic, I don't have any of those, so I can't tell you what it's like in hand compared to this. But just for the little that I have, for the little time that I've had this opened and looked at, it's very nice. And I like the fact that they took the time to put a lot of paint apps to it. Well, not a lot, but it's a lot better what they give for the main line. So, so as far as the body goes and everything, the molds and all that stuff, it's pretty lightweight. The tail's like probably like the heavier part because it's like a rubbery, made out of rubber, and got that bendy wire and everything. So it is a little bit more heavier and thicker. It's thick and it's more solid than the actual figure itself. So this is where most of the weight is, which is understandable because, one, you got all this right here because you need something to balance out in the back. So that was a smart move on their part to add the weight with the tail to balance out this part, But as far as details goes, this is very nicely detailed, just like the mainline figures that they do. It's just an incredible sculpt and everything. It's the only thing that's different as far as the mainline is the paint and the articulation, and that's the only one thing that separates this from the mainline. More added articulation and a little bit more paint to it. So with that being said, like I said, it's just nice details with the hind legs, deep muscle cuts right there, here, and then get the calf muscle there, and then you got the feet here with the painted toe claws, and then up here you got painted claws too. So that's an added plus, much needed. So hopefully, they should be able to paint the toe claw. This is supposed to be their premium figure for their particular brand, because Mattel's not known to produce premium figures. But the more they've done it and the more they listen to the fans, they've really approved a lot. And we'll get to those points here in a minute. But like I said, same thing on this side. Deep cut's not as deep as the other hind leg is, but then you can see the stomach and the rib cage right there. So you get the scoots here and everything, you know, just nice finely details. And then here on the head sculpt, nicely detailed as per usual. The eyes on point. And then here, the eye is on point here as well. And then as far as the paint apps goes, you got it here on the sculpts. Got paint apps right there along the eyes and around the snout. And then it's kind of like on camera, it's kind of like a little kind of a purplish color, a little bit. That's what's coming out on my end. It may not, I don't know what y'all see, but it's kind of like a purplish color here. And then you get the orange highlight that's kind of blended in here in the back. It's kind of faded in, blended in right there all the way down to here. And then you have it on this side as well. And then here you got some airbrushing on the hind legs here on the back. Get the brown airbrushing here, and then alongside here on the tail. And I like the fact that it connects to the tail all the way down to here. Would have been nice if it would have just continued down in there, but I mean, at least you got some tail paint. And then same thing here on the back. Get the airbrushing here and all the way down to here. And then underneath you got the creamy underbelly right there, the airbrushing here on the jaw, and then here on the neck. And then you got it all the way down here, and then you got the paint and the airbrushing all the way down to here. So, and then here on the hump, same thing. You got that the green and brown and orange kind of faded in all together here. And then you got a little bit of the brown here. So, very nice. So, a lot more paint apps than usual. Like I pointed out earlier, you know, got the toe claws and the fingernail claws right there, painted. So, like I said, a lot more paint apps than usual. Still could do a little bit of work. Should have at least faded out a little bit here, you know. But other than that, as far as paint apps, it's nicely done. You know, I like how they had the airbrushing out all right there, and all the colors kind of faded in here a little bit. So then it connects here from the tail to the main body. So that's cool, you know. And then as far as the teeth goes, now this was before they started changing it to the rubbery teeth to where it's separated and not part of the mold. So, but mine are fine. You know, I don't see any cavity filled teeth. But as far as the paint goes, you know, mine looks good for an older mold before they replaced it with the rubber separate teeth, you know. So, looks great. And then as far as the way of articulation goes, we'll start back here. And then the tail, you know, like I said, it's a rubbery tail. It's solid with the wire, so you can bend the tail however which way you want. It doesn't give a lot of bend, but it gives just enough to where you can do a little something to it, you know. So most of the bend is going to be right here. So this is, like I said, this is just a solid piece, so you're not going to get a whole lot of bend on this part. So it's just mainly right here. And then as far as the legs go, legs can go forwards and backwards. And you got a ball and hinge at the knee. So and then you got a ball and hinge at the here at the calf, your lower calf area, shin area. So and then you got a ball and hinge at the feet too, at the ankles, the ankle joint, ankle pivot. So Very nice right there. And then here on the arms, you got a ball and hinge at the arms, and then a ball and hinge at the elbow, and then here at the wrist, you got a ball and hinge at the wrist too. So and then you got the inner thigh articulation. You can move it in and out if needed. So then here at the neck, you get the ball and hinge at the neck where you can look up and down. So you can, and then side to side. So you got all kinds of range of motion right there. So, and then the head, you got the ball and hinge at the head. So, and I do like to have the fact that you can actually look all the way up like that, all the way down. Now, I'm not an articulation type of guy. You know, I do have figures that do articulate and stuff, but it's not my forte. So I don't know how to. I'm not good at posability, so I suck at it. So when it comes to stuff like this, it's not something I usually get into. Like I said, I do have a few figures, you know, but when it comes to stuff like this, I mean, this is really cool, you know. Who would ever thought that we would be getting posable dinosaurs and stuff? But anyways, but then here on the jaw, you can open all the way wide like that, close all the way like that, flush. And it's really flush too, so it's not like it'll close and then it'll just like kind of pop open a little bit, you know. It does have an actual closability right there. You know, and you can tell this is all separate and everything. So, but yeah, this is a very well done figure for the Concavenator. So I'm really impressed with it, and this will be mainly on display too. This will be my main display when it comes to this species. Now, as far as articulation goes and the different posabilities you can get it to, this is my first hand in doing this live, so bear with me. So, let's see if we can't get him to stand like that. So you can, it looks like he can be eating and stuff. And then, as far as anything else goes, I know people like to have them stand or running and stand on one hind leg and stuff like that. See, I have no idea what I'm doing. I know it's just atrocious. Me trying to pose an articulated dinosaur. So, I know people like to do the running stance, you know, to let people know that it can stand, and actually it does. Good, wow. For a moment it looked like mine was about to fall over. And so, nice. That's cool. Now, would you be able to hold that stance forever? Probably not, because I'm pretty sure over time, the more you use the posability, the joints will probably loosen and stuff like that, and it'll just get loose and just fall over. So there's pros and cons to it, just like anything else. All right, so let's go ahead and do some comparisons real quick with the others that we've gotten previously. And so this is going to be the first one that we've got from the Dino Rivals line. So let's go ahead and... So you see how it leans? It wasn't like that at first, but now it just like leans over like that for whatever reason. So it sucks. Because if it, to be honest, if it didn't do all that, probably wouldn't have picked up the Hammond Collection version. Alright. So that's the first one that we got. So before it falls over, I just wanted to show a comparison to it. I do like the coloration of this too. So, and then the other one that we've got, I think this came with the Battle Big Rock line. I think this was it came with the Allosaurus and the Nisutoceratops. So. It leans like that. This one's leaning too. This is the more colorful one. So it looks great. I just wish that these didn't lean like they did. It would have been. See if we can scoot that over a little bit. So there's the Concavenator family. Actually, this one stands up better than the other one, than this one. But anyways, yeah, that looks awesome. And then for a human comparison, let's bring in. So in real life, that's like way too big. It's supposed to be like at least to the head of a human. It's way too big. It's like twice as big. But nonetheless, it's what we have. So I really do like this a lot. This is a great comparison. So, well, that about wrap up this video. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. I really do recommend the Concavenator if that's a species you're interested in adding to your collection from the Hammond Collection. I'm really happy that I did pick this up. Having it in hand for the first time is a lot different than watching somebody's review, and things like that. But it's a great figure. If you're able to pose these things the way they're supposed to. I'm not good at it, as you saw. I'm not good at it at all. So, but I'm really happy to have this in the collection. So, that being said, let me know in the comments below what you think of it. And don't forget, words to wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you'll always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.